Sketches of Life, 43rd Annual Gay Dad Golf Tournament. It's a pleasant summer day at the golf course. It's the final hole of a golf tournament. The gallery's light, about 50 spectators, mostly gay and well-dressed. A few families are attending as well. Action focuses on the two participants, Greg Kendrick and Philip Winters, a pair of well-dressed gay golfers, both in their 40s, fairly athletic, with pleasant dispositions. Greg dressed conservatively, Philip dressed flamboyantly. The screen image says, Sharp Traveler Luggage, 43rd Annual Gay Dad Open. The two announcers are Johnny Lorton on play-by-play and Darren Crawford on color. They moderate for the home audience, all commentary voiced over. Good afternoon, and welcome back to Glory Woods, the final hole of the Sharp Traveler Luggage Gay Dad Open. I'm Johnny Lorton. With me, as always, is analyst Darren Crawford. The scores are tied, and our two competitors have played dead even the entire tournament. You said it, Johnny, and what a contrast in the final pairing. Greg Kendrick is a closeted accountant with strong ball-driving skills and a moderate short game. 3 kids and a wife who has no idea he's even here. He's played Philip Winters stroke for stroke. Winters is a returning champion and a master of the short game. Happily open and recently divorced, he's the fan favorite. It should be noted, most of the gallery is comprised of Philip's family, as well as the kind of admirers he's earned by winning twice before. Johnny, there's no other golfing gay dads on the scene with such a brilliant combination of open sexuality, competitive spirit, and youthful style. To think he may have never qualified for this tournament if he hadn't met his beard Joanna 20 years ago this month. Joanna is a pleasant, frumpy woman cheering on, wearing a t-shirt that says, Philip's Straight Army. Focus shifts to Greg, who tees off with a whale of a shot right down the middle of the fairway. Greg serves notice to Philip with a monster tee shot. I've been hearing from the locker room that the driver isn't the only monster shot in his game. As Greg leaves the tee box, him and Philip pass inches from each other. They stare each other down at point-blank distance, and the attraction is very clear. Philip then tees off, hits his shot straight away, lands in the middle of the fairway, but is short compared to Greg's. They then walk to their second shot. Excellent tee shot from Philip. Not as far as Greg's, but he knows he doesn't need to be. Both will be on and two, where Philip will let his short game shine. Darren, you were a 2-time former champion. What was going through your mind on the final hole? The first time I won, I was in the closet and it was a nightmare. The most pressure I've ever felt in my life. I've chased that high ever since, especially with cocaine. Not only was I trying to keep the tournament a secret from my family, but I was battling Scott Durbin, the greatest gay golfer in history, according to some. I think I raped my caddy in the locker room, but I don't even remember. The emotional release was so palpable and so magnificent. Yes, we all remember watching in horror and admiration. But Darren, you're also one of only 2 men to ever pull off the daddy double, having won the tournament both in the closet and as an openly gay golfer. True, but nothing ever compares to winning the tournament in the closet. The daddy double was special, but the second win was a product of weak competition and having no pressure at all. A true champion wins from the closet first. Philip takes his second shot with a 3-iron, reaches the green 20 feet from the pin. And the challenge has been issued to Greg, birdie or bust. Excellent shot by Philip. That's why they call him the bottom line. He's all business when it comes to making money shots. But despite Philip's legend, Greg is the feel-good story. If he wins today, he'll go down on one of the greats. Don't you mean as one of the greats? Greg takes his shot with a long iron and also reaches the green. He's 10 feet from the pin. Almost as if on cue, Greg says, "Challenge met," with a beautiful long iron shot. It all comes down to putting, and Philip has to pull out another big shot, or it's Greg's for the taking. I can barely hide my rooting interest. Greggy just looks so delicious out there. It seems the gallery is starting to favor him as well, except of course for Philip's ex-wife. Joanna is observing stoically from the sidelines, trying to hide her disappointment at Greg's excellent second shot. It's been 8 years since we've had a closeted champion. What could possibly be running through his mind right now? Rumor in the locker room is that Greg is a bullish top. If I were his caddy, I'd learn to like bottoming really fast, or try to use Philip as a human shield. That's also why they call him the bottom line. Focus shows a caddy, skinny 20-year-old man in a uniform holding Greg's bag. I certainly hope he's of legal age, Johnny says. He is. They have to be now. And Philip for birdie. Philip putts. It goes to the left by a couple of feet. The audience reacts in disappointment. Oh, so close. Now one shot takes it. This is how champions are made on the final hole, on the final Sunday. With a make from 10 feet, Greg Kendrick will win the Sharp Traveler Luggage 43rd Annual Gay Dad Golf Open. In pressure situations like this, it always helps to be a top. He must be so focused right now, the only thing he can see is that hole. And Greg Kendrick for the birdie and the win of the entire Open. Greg makes his putt. The gallery erupts with applause. Greg is going nuts, fist pumping, screaming, etc. Philip looks disappointed but shakes his hand. Joanna claps but also looks disappointed. There you have it, folks. Our first closet champion in 8 years. Greg Kendrick, take a bow. Greg shakes hands with a few officials and spectators, then animatedly picks up his caddy and carries him to the locker room, running as quickly as possible. A few security officials follow. And the celebration has begun. All of the hard work has paid off. Darren, your thoughts? Darren? Looks like Darren is on his way to the locker room to keep the peace or possibly join the celebration. Championship Sunday didn't disappoint. For all of us here at the Gay Sports Network, I'm Johnny Lorton, saying farewell from Glory Woods. Fade out. Recorded June 16th, 2013.